Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I just got back from the gym a little while ago, and I'm doing a second video for the day because I'm going back down to Pensacola, just 3 days later, to meet with a man about some tie-dye tomorrow, some different possibilities on printing with tie-dye and just some different stuff. I'm still going to do some tie-dye, but these people are a little bit better equipped to help me out and show me how to print on it. So anyhow, I want to talk about the raw food diet excuses, I can't, and negative self-talk. I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now, and then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and you can see when I have new content, although that is almost every day. The mind's a very, very powerful thing. I kind of had the working title for this for a few days, and I've been kind of putting my thoughts together on it. Number one, we're all adults here. So, well, I guess most people are. There's every once in a while, there's some minors that come in, or there's some younger people that come in that are still living at home. And I guess in that circumstance, mom and dad make some of the rules. But for most of us, we have free will over what we're going to put into our mouth, what we're going to eat. So we don't need to make these excuses. People are constantly trying to make excuses why they can't do raw food diet, why they can't live a raw vegan lifestyle. You don't have to. But you don't need to make excuses. There's no shame. Just tap out. Like in MMA, say I can't do it. I'm not doing it anymore. End of story. But it's really one of those things where the mind can hold you back on this. The mind, I don't want to get too deep because I don't understand a whole lot of science, and quantum physics is way out there, but they're expressing ideas now that our mind can actually create things happening. So our mind's really powerful, and the mind tends to be a self-fulfilling prophecy on a lot of things. So when you're telling yourself, I can't, you can't. A lot of people, you'll say, I can't, and they'll try to give you all that little rah, rah, rah stuff, and they'll be like, oh, sure you can. And I'm like, yep, you're right. You can't do this. You absolutely can't do this, because if you think up here you can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it. And another problem is, too, I should have put down there in the title, is people try to overcomplicate this. Or there's all these reasons, well, I can't do because of this, and there's this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. No, there's some things that we try. There's the Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. There are some things that we can't just do or do not. Okay, I want to run but I want to run a sub 4 minute mile. Well, that takes training. I can't just say, well, some people do. They have that really strong will. But in general, I can't just say, yep, I'm going to go outside and run a sub 4 minute mile. I have to train. I have to work myself up to that. I have to, and then I might not have the capacity to do that. I might not be a natural runner. I might train my butt off harder than anybody's ever worked, and I still don't do it. Now, when it comes to putting food in your mouth, or making choices, as long as you got control over these two hands, it's like you either pick up something good and put it in your mouth, or you pick up something bad and put it in your mouth. Now, before the little wheels get going and you start, but, no, there's no buts. You do that. You either pick up the good or you pick up the bad. Now, if you're in situations where you don't get as much of the good, you do the best you can. But that's not a can or a can't. That's just the reality of where you are. But in general, I don't want to hear about, oh, well, I had to eat, I couldn't stop myself from eating the cookies, or I can't stop myself from eating the cookies, or I can't stop myself from eating that. Unless somebody's taking control of this because this controls these. No, you've got all the control. Here I go. I picked this up. The brain fired. It told my hand to pick this up. The brain fired. It told my hand to pick up a banana. Told my hand to pick up an apple. Told my hand to instructed my hands to make smoothies. Didn't tell my brain. My brain doesn't ever take over my hands and say, you got to have that candy bar, you got to have those chips, you've got to eat this burger or whatever. Just not done. So when we talk about can't, it's really going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Excuses, you can always come up with an excuse why not to do this. I personally like to just think of it as we make choices and we need to live by those choices. I'm in the States right now after having been raw vegan in Costa Rica for over almost 5.5 years. When I left Costa Rica, it was right at 5 years. So the first 5 years of my raw vegan existence was in the tropics, where I had fruit around me all the time. It was so easy. Right now I'd kill for a mango, and I could just literally go out at any time and get mango, papaya, pineapple. Now I could sit here and say it's not possible to do a fully raw lifestyle here where I am in Alabama, but I don't choose to do that. I know it's absolutely possible to do fully raw where I am right now. I don't necessarily choose to do it. Number one, because if you've watched any of my videos and you know anything about me, I don't care anything about the label. And I don't get caught up on that. Oh my God, I've failed. I'm going to eat some cooked food. I had some steamed sweet potatoes the other night. It just doesn't bother me like that. But I don't frame it in that verbiage of, you can't do it here. You can't do it. Sure, you can do it. I could do it if I wanted to. But it's just like, I don't, how to say. It's just not that important to me to be fully raw. And when I'm not getting anything but bananas, it's just easy to have a sweet potato every once in a while, or even if it's just because it's cold and I want to have some, steamed vegetables or whatever. But I don't feel that need to make any excuses. You can absolutely do whatever you tell yourself you can do. That negative self-talk it'll derail so many things that you want to do. Like I said, this doesn't necessarily apply just to food. I mean, all this kind of stuff, making excuses, negative self-talk, you can apply that to a lot of different areas in life. I really try to pay attention to people a lot. I observe a little bit deeper probably than your average person does. I observe people that are like kind of effortlessly doing this raw vegan lifestyle. And I really observe them closely to see what their habits are, what their thought process is, just different things about them. And I observe the people that are always struggling. I've been aware of some people that they've been struggling almost since I've known them online. 3 years, they're still struggling, and they're always going to be struggling. And that tends to be the difference in the two groups, is their mindset, their approach. Sometimes, and I'll even do it just kind of, it's experimentation. I don't go to many groups anymore, and I'm not in any forums, but I used to just kind of probe a little bit. And you could get these people that just over and over, they can invent excuses or reasons why they can't do something, just like that. You give them a solution. It's almost like they're looking to thwart themselves. They're looking to, or maybe they just want to debate with you. Like, you rack your brain. You're like, well, we'll do this. And they're always the sad sack type, like, well, but I can't do that because of blah, blah, blah. And then you're coming at them with some more, you're a little bit positive about things. Okay, well, that doesn't work. Why don't you try to do this? Well, I can't do that because blah, 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 blah. And you just sit back, and that's also, too, you guys have heard me read from the Tao of Pooh before, the Winnie the Pooh story. That's kind of like Eeyore. Eeyore's just always so heavy, and there's always a negativity, and there's a reason that it can't be done. And I feel that heavy energy sometimes from the people that's just like, and it's almost like, are you just sitting there trying to think up excuses as quick as I or somebody else can say, hey, well, why don't you try this? Why not do this? Try this, eat this, blah, blah, try, blah, blah, blah. And they're constantly, no, well, I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. And it's just so heavy. I can't. Negative self-talk, negativity in any form to me is a heavy energy. Anytime I encounter negativity in almost any form, I just feel like a heaviness, like it's a heavy energy. And then on the other hand, like I say, you go back to the people that are thriving on this lifestyle, and you just feel this light energy. The people that are constantly, but like I say, go back to life. The people that can never figure out a way to do something, and the people that can always figure out the way to do something. There's a book out there, something 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or whatever, that has the concept that what I'm thinking of here. We observe and we emulate the people that we want to be like. So when you see people, and that's why I'm always very adamant about identifying with people that have similar circumstances, backgrounds, whatever, like you. If you're say in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, whatever, and you're struggling in the wintertime, you know what? And I don't mean it like, hey, I can't be bothered. Don't come asking me that's been doing raw vegan in the tropics for 5 years the whole time and is now living in Alabama. What the hell do I know about, doing it in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois? Find somebody that's doing it there. Find people that are similar circumstances and emulate these people. See how do they make it work? Are they smarter than you? Are you just not very intelligent? No, you're not. You're very intelligent. You're just not using the right methods. So, if you're really serious and you want to live a healthy lifestyle, take all the heavy stuff out of it. Don't be so serious about it. Just make it work. Enjoy it. Enjoy your food every day. This is supposed to be, sometimes even when I'm doing videos and when I'm getting ready to do a video, I even have to go through my notes and not mark some stuff out. And I'm like, dude, you're getting a little too serious there. This is about food. This is about a healthy way of eating. It's about eating fresh, good, tasty food. So let's don't make it any more difficult than we have to. So get rid of that negative self-talk, get rid of the excuses, and don't tell yourself I can't, because if you tell yourself you can't, you can't. Does that make sense? And you won't. So anyhow, I hope this one wasn't too rambling today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace.